Please welcome Lynds.
I mentioned these before in another video. It's after the late great coach John Meadows. He did them with basically a landmine and a barbell. So this is off of a T-bar row. His way of doing it is you're side by side with it. You're like this. So it's a one arm row this way. Today I'm gonna vary it a little bit and I'm gonna go crossbody with it. So same kind of idea, I'm just playing around with the range of motion and playing around where it's gonna hit on the back. John's exercise is John's exercise, it's amazing. And many people have done it this way. This is not something I come up with by myself. So it's just a variation on a metal row. So that's basically all it is. This way, you're pulling it away. So everything's away from your body. Puts a little bit more stress on the mid-back. You are gonna hit a little bit of rear delt, depending on how high you go. But it's more of like an assisting hit than anything. If you are feeling it in the rear delt more so, just lower it. So walk yourself up so your hand's kind of at the bottom of your rib cage instead of up nipple area. If it's up nipple area, yes, you're gonna hit it. It's almost like you're doing a rope pull to your face kind of thing. So things to think about when you're doing it is stretch, elbow drive. You're deviating away from the torso, so you're pulling it away. If you're feeling the rear delt, just step an inch or two forward. So your hand's hitting you right in kind of the bottom of the rib cage. So you're really driving that elbow and driving that shoulder blade back. Just really look up Meadow Rose. He did it like literally standing beside the dumbbell, but he always either had a hand on the very end of the bar, like it just hit by itself, or he grabbed the bar in behind if it was a barbell on a landmine. So, and another way is he used to use 25s instead of 45s because it gave you that longer range of motion. So, on a T-bar row, you really don't have that ability to get beside it. So this is where you would use the sideway kind of variation. So you're kind of coming cross body. So you get that stretch and you're pulling it from the side. So it all depends on what you have at your gym. If you don't have a landmine, you can use a T-bar. And then it depends on the kind of the T-bar. So it's like this and it has those bars in the way. Again, you can't stand beside it. If it's like an old school one and it's just the platform with the barbell, yeah, you might be able to, but it's all, you play with what you have, right? So I'm doing this today in place of a one-arm dumbbell row. So instead of doing one-arm dumbbell row, I call it variation of metal rows, but realistically it's just a one-arm row off of a T-bar. But I say metal rows just because honestly, I want to keep John's memory alive. He's a legend in the sport and someone that I still, to this day, look up to, as many bodybuilders around the world still do. So I'll do what I can to keep this name going. So one thing I do want to bring up is I had a lot of comments on my videos about me breathing hard. Honestly, it's got nothing to do with the weight that I'm pulling for pushing. The reason I physically retired from bodybuilding is that I've been diagnosed with a hiatal hernia. So basically I pushed my stomach through my diaphragm. So my diaphragm is basically ripped open. I don't have a sphincter anymore. So breathing for me, when it becomes strenuous, it's hard. I can't eat the amount of food that I used to eat. I can't train as hard as I used to train. I still like to train, I still love to train, but I gotta be very mindful on how I feel. So I'm doing a set, and where most people might feel a stitch, or just they're holding their breath, mine is actual physical pain that I'm feeling in my diaphragm area. So I physically don't wanna rip it anymore. I've been waiting since 2018 to get surgery. Unfortunately in Canada, our surgery system is very, very slow. So hopefully that answers everyone's questions on why I breathe so hard. And sometimes it looks like I'm burping when I talk. It's because I physically don't have sphincter anymore. So if I'm speaking and I create gas, I can't hold it down. There's no physical way for me to hold it down. So yeah, I put my hand up and I say excuse me a lot. It's because I have an injury. All these comments on, like one person, which I did reply very quickly, brought up Dallas McCarver. That's just disrespectful, like guys. Like, the man passed away. He was a big name in our sport, and unfortunately, he passed away. Regardless of how he passed away. So it's a young life taken way too early, and you guys are making fun of him, or making fun of who he was as an individual. Like, I don't know. It just shows on how much trolling and how much this negative drama online has progressed, that they're now going to the point where they're making fun of people that unfortunately have passed away and making fun of people that have injuries. Like, it just, to me, doesn't make any sense without knowing the actual issue and without understanding the other person's point of view. You're making fun of something that you have no information on. So yes, if it has to do with training and technique, you're allowed to have your opinion, and I'm not going to negate that. But if you're making fun of somebody just because they are breathing hard, because they train hard, or they have an injury, yeah, no, that's just being a moron. You're just trying to be a cyber bully or a troll, and you're going to be treated with such. Like, you get the respect you put out. That's the way I've been raised, and that's the way I portray myself. And I'll give everyone respect. If you deem being disrespectful, then that's what you're going to get back. So just think about it the next time you fucking type something online without having any information. I'm gonna do basically a straight arm pull down. So everyone calls it a different thing. So basically you're doing a straight arm, you bend over, getting that full stretch, and you're pulling with a straight arm down. I like to do it with a bit of a longer rope with the loops, so you have that extra range of motion. We're gonna do that right up until we start to break our form, and then we're gonna go one knee down into what, again, not a new exercise, better known as stretchers. So basically you're stretching the full lat out, you're stretching a pumped muscle, and you're bringing it in, and you're getting that full range of motion. You're basically diverging the handles, and you're getting that full squeeze. You're gonna hit yourself both mid-chest. So let's get into the first one. So, sitting your bum back, torso nice and long, head up. So arms straight. Right now I'm pushing my shoulders down so they're not up in my neck. Go down till I feel a stretch, and now I'm pulling apart. All right, so kneel down. So you lean in till you get a full stretch. Again, shoulders down. I'm not gripping on anything, all the weight is on my wrist. Driving back. Sternum comes up as I come back. Elbow drive. Lean in, full stretch. Give that superset a try the next time you're doing back. It's a great finisher.